Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Kishore Kapoor, a real estate closing attorney at Connecticut Real Estate Closing Attorneys. Welcome to our channel where we'll be teaching you all things residential real estate and real estate law. Whether you're buying your first home or your fifth home, our channel will teach you something new with every video. A question we frequently get asked is, do I really need a deposit? Well, in Connecticut, there is no set amount that needs to be paid up front in order to secure a real estate closing. The parties involved in the contract will negotiate the terms of the deposit themselves, including when it will be paid and how much it will be. So what is a deposit? Deposit is a sum of money that is paid to a seller as security under the contract. This deposit will be applied to the final purchase price. Deposits are important because they help protect both parties. A deposit shows you, as a buyer, are serious about completing the transaction, and that you are financially capable of doing so. For a seller, a deposit ensures that they will receive a payment for their property even if you back out of the deal. Contrary to popular belief, a deposit is not required in a real estate transaction in Connecticut. This means that there is no set amount of money that needs to be paid up front in order to secure the deal. The parties involved in the contract can negotiate if there's a deposit, when it will be, and how much it will be for, if one is required. While a deposit is not required, it's often recommended that you pay one because it helps show how serious you are about purchasing the home. It helps sellers feel more comfortable, but don't worry. If you and the seller agree that a deposit is not required, you don't have to pay one. Wait a minute. I've read and heard that there needs to be consideration for the contract to be valid. Well, in Connecticut, for a contract to be valid, there needs to be mutual consideration by both parties. This means that each side must receive something of value in exchange for what they're giving up. The promise to purchase the property and the promise to sell the property for a set price is consideration. For example, you are promising to buy the seller's home for $200,000, and the seller is promising to sell you their home for $200,000. You're giving up cash, and the seller's giving up a home. That's mutual consideration. So what happens if you don't close? Well, stay tuned for our next video on that topic. And just remember, when you hire cheap attorneys, you end up with expensive problems. Don't end up with expensive problems. Call us today.